Beside the Palm Christmas Special.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Beside the Palm. We had a special, Penny's already causing trouble, special Christmas episode today here with Dr. Brandon Boyd. Brandon, welcome to our little, corner of the world here.
Thank you for having me.
So, for those of you who don't know, Brandon will be our choir retreat clinician in January, so we thought we'd take this unique opportunity to get to know him a little bit better. So, Brandon, can you just tell us a little bit about your connection with St. Luke's? We'll start off there, and how you know Sid and all that.
Yeah, well, yeah, sure. So Sid and I met probably roughly, if it is maybe 16 years ago, 15.
16?
16.
Wow.
Yeah, it was about, maybe 15. It was 2005 is when I met Sid, I think. And I met him through a wonderful woman by the name of Dr. Cynthia Felder Wilson, and which I think some people at your church would know, because she's a staple in the United Methodist Church, and she's a fantastic singer. And so I met him in Iowa many years ago at an Iowa ACDA convention, and that was I had to really think how long ago it was. It was a long time ago. He was young. He was real young.
A long time ago.
I obviously was young too, but yes, I do remember him, and we've intermittently been in contact, and so grateful that he asked me to do this retreat this year. I wasn't sure it was going to happen, but I'm very happy it is.
Yeah, and you've been to St. Luke's.
My first gig of 2020.
Really? Well, we're honored. And you've been to St. Luke's before, right?
Yes, I have.
What was that for?
To play for Cynthia.
Oh, okay, great. Well, so like I said, you'll be our guest clinician in January, which, retreat will look a little different this year, but I think we've got a plan for it. We're excited about that. Do you want to tell us what you're maybe looking forward to the most for our January retreat?
I'm looking forward to, being on the campus, which is exciting. I mean, I come from a world where I had been doing stuff, traveling a little bit, and not having anything after March 15th, I think, was my last time traveling musically, professionally. And so very excited about being at your church to do the actual retreat in your sanctuary and work with singers live, obviously socially distanced, and with all the precautions in place, but to be able to really get a little bit closer to those who will be participating with the retreat. So that'll be fun for me.
Yeah, definitely. What would a normal year look like for you? What's your day job, normal travels like?
So I'm a professor. I'm assistant professor of choral music education and assistant director of choral activities for University of Missouri. And so, I do everything from an all-state to an honor choir. So that can span, in like 2018, I think I did a total of like 32 of those kinds of festivals in a year. Wow. But it could be all kinds of stuff. Not 2019, I think that was a year. But anyway, so it's fun to have those kinds of opportunities. Just before the pandemic hit, I was in London with the London Symphony Orchestra playing. I was playing, and Dr. André Thomas, whose mass we're going to do, was premiering his mass with the London Symphony Orchestra in chorus. And so there are things that I go from conducting to judging things to playing, which playing is the thing that I don't do as much as I used to, but I want to always kind of keep it in my things to do and abilities, because I don't want to lose that ability to play, at a certain level. So I hope that I always keep that kind of schedule, doing things. So.
Right. Would you consider yourself primarily, well, I guess you've sort of answered that. Primarily, like by playing, you mean piano, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you consider yourself more comfortable with like on the keyboard or conducting, or what was?
Well, now conducting is more where I feel home, but at the piano is where I started out feeling as home, and then it migrated to, most conductors begin at the piano some kind of way, because we do know more than the real conductor,
Right.
We do have more control. We do know all the wrong. No, that's in our minds, of course. But
Oh no, speaking as an organist, I can confirm.
I know, of course, it's true. I mean, it's like, oh God, he didn't hear that F sharp. Okay, that was definitely not an F sharp. That was surely a G. But that's okay. We're just going to keep going. But you feel like that because it's so tactile. You're right there on an instrument. Right. You can press that button and make something respond. So I've studied organ. I've studied piano. The organ part. I think you're a fantastic organist, from what I hear. I just don't know. I always wanted to be much better than I was, and I don't know if I ever got much better than I was.
Well, I'd like to be better than I am too, so I think that's a common theme.
I'm like, no, I should be better than this by now. Right. But anyway, it's like, it's one or the other. Like manuals, I'm fine. Okay, pedal, I'm fine. Oh, you got to put them together,
When did you start studying music, and what did you start with? Piano, I assume?
Oh, when I was about, piano was my first instrument. I would go and sit on the organ because we had one at my church, but wouldn't know what I'm doing. I started, when I was 8, I guess. I have to keep thinking about when I first had like a first teacher, and I think I was about 8. And I was faking my way through all of that. I was playing everything by ear. She would play it one time, and I would see the notes and the directions of the notes. I know which order and how many notes were there, but I was just following the contour of the line.
Sure.
Not always in the right key, but it was following the contour of the line. So she knew that as a good educator and didn't discourage me. She just kind of tried to lightly get me back on track, and then and then I just started taking it a lot more seriously. When we got a teacher, a lady, a wonderful woman by the name of Katrina Smith, who came to town, who was fresh out of grad school, young, very attractive. And she was kind of the new thing, and she was offering piano lessons. I was like, I'm taking piano lessons. And not only that, I got better. I mean, I really started getting better. I mean, she was a good player. I mean, she could play. She was really got her degrees in voice, but she played. I mean, and so I didn't know that, wow, I could play by ear because she could play by ear. I could read, she could read. It was, so we had like a little common connection, and we still do. I mean, she's still in my life to this day, and I still admire her.
Well, that's actually a perfect segue, and maybe the answer to my next question. I was going to ask if there was a music teacher or person who was especially influential in your field, growing up in your
André Thomas is the number one teacher. I've had many teachers. I have Roland Carter, who I did my dissertation on, who I love with my whole heart. I mean, many of them, but I mean, I could go down the list. It is so many. It's so many. Elvira Washington was a wonderful woman who just let me come and play at her house, and whenever I wanted to. I mean, I'm sure her husband did not want to be bothered with me all the time, but he never acted like it. I mean, he just always opened the door and said, "You know where the piano is." But Rebecca Steele was my other teacher, who was United Methodist, and she taught at Bethune-Cookman College, and she was the choir director there. She was great. I mean, I don't want to diminish anybody's contribution, but André Thomas is the person who gave me a license to be who I am, versus to make me be something someone wants me to be, to like a certain type of music only, or to feel inadequate if my French is just a little off. He gave me because he's so wonderful at so many things, but we really have a lot of similarities, I think. He plays, he composes, he conducts, all the things he does. I feel like I'm his son who wants to do all that too, in my own right, of course. Right. But he's just so, he just inspires me in so many ways. I'll never forget his contribution to my life as a conductor. And then now I'm moving into this role of composer arranger. I mean, I guess I'm more of an arranger than I am composer, but I enjoy it all. I mean, I like to think I'm a composer, but it always turns out less. I don't like it as much as I like my arrangements.
Right.
I never do. I'm just like, golly, yeah,
Yeah.
So anyway, we all have our things that I think we gravitate towards.
Oh, of course, yeah. Do you have any? Can you tell us about some musical highlights in your career thus far? And I know it's going to culminate with the Chancel Choir Retreat in January.
The Chancel Choir Retreat is going to be it.
Apart from that,
It's going to be it.
Yeah.
Of course, I've been looking for it my whole life. London Symphony Orchestra was probably the peak of my career. I mean, peak at this point, I should say, even though I wasn't a conductor, but to sit along with players in the LSO, that's pretty fantastic. I mean, it was
right. And what were you doing with them?
So André Thomas did a concert. The concert was titled LSO Sings, a symphonic gospel spirit concert. But it was music of the African-American tradition, all kinds of music. And they even performed one of my pieces, Until I Reach My Home, which I think we're doing. I was the guest pianist and he was the guest conductor. And Gwanda Nobles, who's a Texan as well. She lives in Texas. She was guest soprano and Jason Dungy was guest tenor. So we all came from the US to Barbican Hall and performed, and it was a completely packed house, and it was like a week and 2 days later they shut the city down. So we're so grateful the concert didn't get canceled. Those are some fantastic highlights. I was supposed to have my Carnegie Hall debut conducting in April. Was commissioned to write a few pieces, two performances, and I was supposed to have two performances, two different events at Carnegie Hall this past year, but they got canceled. It's okay. I'm just hoping they come back in the future to be able to have that opportunity. It's just one of our staple performance venues in the country, and noted around the world. So it's just, we all have those things. It's like, I want to play at Notre Dame. I want to do this. I want to. Listen, nobody else in Walmart cares, but we do, as,
right, exactly.
as musicians. Like, Barbican Hall, where's that? LSO, what's that? Carnegie Hall, wow, that sounds like, an investment company,
Yeah, very true. Well, those are really neat things. I do hope that, gets rescheduled for you. That'd be really neat.
Yeah, me too. And if not, guess what? I'll be at St. Luke's.
Yeah. Definitely. And you know what? They still asked you, and that counts for something. At Carnegie Hall, Yeah. So we just hope they ask again. Yeah. Well, you always have a place at St. Luke's.
Thank you.
So something we always ask all of our guests that started at the beginning of this pandemic, because, we were all sitting at home looking for, just looking at life differently. So it's been interesting to see how the answers have changed as kind of life has, started to pick up its normal routine again. But can you tell us what your 5 favorite things are? It can be anything. And I know that's a broad question, but just these days, what are your 5 favorite things?
5 favorite things. Okay, number 1 is shopping on the internet. I have wasted more money on the internet than I've ever. I mean, if I go look back at 22, I know I don't want to say the number, but I just know it's been astronomically higher than ever before. So that's been fun for me because now I get to find so there's this really unique thing that I found the other day, because I like shopping at Aldi's. And when I go, I forget my bag or I don't want to buy another bag. So I'm the kind of person who would just put everything in the trunk and haul it into my house in my arms in less than 2 trips, hopefully. Well, 1 trip, 3, hopefully. But I found this little thing that you can put in your trunk. It's like an organizer, sort of.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm it's a big one, so I can just lift it up and take all of my things. And so that was a unique discovery the other day.
That's probably why you and Sid are friends, because he is just, he's gone off the deep end ordering things online anymore. He's one of those 1 a.m. shoppers. And
I need to borrow his card then. Maybe we can order together and save, That would be one. Another thing would be Pro Tools, which is software that wasn't familiar with too much. I mean, I work with GarageBand because it comes with my computer. But now Pro Tools has become this thing because you can actually play in the music and it will actually produce a score, a trashy score, and I can clean it up from there, and take from it what I want. Oh my God, that's like life. That saves so much time because I'm a composer who puts every single pitch in one by one, and I typically do it on my stomach in the bed like this. So now it's like, I'm just speeding through stuff, and not only that, I'm catching chords that I have played that I'm like, wow. I mean, don't think about it because they come out so quickly in playing them.
Sure.
Number 3 would be, I just bought a house. So now everything is related to the house. It's just everything. I mean, I'm really infatuated with, so I do like my house a whole lot. But every time I watch HGTV, you see what you can do. It makes me think, oh, it's not nice after a while. Oh, God, I could turn that into, this wallpaper would be great. Who's going to do that? Oh, I like this bed instead of the bed I bought. Oh, I bought that table, and now look at this table. So I'm going through a little state of depression sometimes after I make a purchase because I find something better. Not only that, this might be a little personal, but I guess that's why I'm here. But I've gone on, I've had more dates during the pandemic than I've had when it wasn't.
Really?
Yeah, because of Tinder.
Good for you.
Thank you. I thought something was wrong with me before. So thanks to the pandemic, I don't think anything's wrong with me as much. I hope your members don't think that was too much. But, they're on Tinder too.
Sure.
Or christianamigo.com, whatever. Okay, let's try something. This is number 5.
Yeah.
5 favorite things. I saw Meredith is hilarious. I absolutely enjoy watching her.
She's rolling her eyes right now.
She is so, to know that Sid is her father, but it's just interesting. I love it. I love every bit of it. And I'm not going to say why either. It's just interesting,
We'll talk.
You see Sid, Sid is, you kind of just see Sid, and I think everybody's blood pressure goes down talking to him. He's just naturally just subdued in his own way. I love it. Like, to see them in the house, that had to be amazing.
For those who don't know, I sent Brandon Meredith beside the Palm interview just as a reference. So Meredith, I'm sorry if you're watching.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Probably number 5. So, something very special happened during the pandemic, which was something more personal. My teacher and mentor, piano professor in college, passed away during, not of COVID, but of complications of dementia. And so I moved in with her back when I got back from London. I came in late March, I think, and I stayed with her until her death in October 31st. And her dear husband, allowed me to take all of her music with me. And I have been going through her music, playing through things she's had, going through her recordings, finding the recordings in the music. And literally right now, there's a wonderful performance of her playing something out of this book. And every time I post a video of it, they always want the music. And I'm like, I don't know where the music is. She has lots of music. I mean, she taught piano as a professor for 45 years. So, she's just got lots of music. And I finally just started discovering that music. And I'm learning one now. And watching her play it, I'm very influenced because I'm taking all of her liberties. Because she was one of the most musical players you could ever find. I would tell you never to sit on the front row of her concerts because she grunted so much. You wouldn't hear half of the notes. But she was one heck of a player.
Wow.
I mean, she was one heck of a player. I mean, a real player. She had a performance certificate and her doctorate and her master's at IU Bloomington. Anybody know that IU Bloomington did not give back in the day, did not give away degrees. Right. And to get a performance certificate, you had to be pretty fantastic. And she was fantastic. And so anyway, she changed my life. Yeah, she's very special.
Well, we are at our second to last question now, but this is our rapid fire round, which I think, did Meredith win? I can't remember. She'll kill me for not remembering. We've had a couple champions. You'll get 1 minute, 60 seconds to answer. We have 20 rapid fire questions. And
Okay.
this is just a quick, easy way for people to learn basic, silly things about you.
Okay.
And if you win, we'll fly you down here for the retreat. And if not, we'll make you drive probably. So.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna get my timer here set for 1 minute. And we'll be off. I should have done this first. All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. High stakes. In 3, 2, 1. Hot chocolate or eggnog?
Eggnog.
Thanksgiving or Christmas?
Christmas.
Favorite Christmas carol?
Oh, come on.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
What color is your toothbrush?
Black.
Christmas lights, white or multicolored?
I don't like them, but I'll go multicolored.
Favorite season?
I'll fall.
Regular tie or bow tie?
Bow tie.
Christmas trees, real or artificial?
Artificial.
Favorite musical period?
Romantic.
Rain or shine?
Shine.
Pepsi or Coke?
Oh, Coke.
Major or minor keys?
Minor.
What's your Starbucks order?
Oh, I'd have a caramel apple spice.
Beach or mountains?
Mountains.
Chocolate, milk or dark?
Dark.
Home cooking or takeout?
Take out.
Warm or cool colors?
Cool.
Congratulations.
Look at that.
You've earned your flight to Houston.
Yay! Even though everybody knows I love to drive.
Well, hey, I mean, sure, go for it.
No, not that time. No, I got to get back.
Well, congratulations. That's exciting. So we always end our show asking everybody the same question, and that is, what is one song or piece of music, and it can be anything, that you would like our audience to go listen to after watching your interview?
This is very unconventional of me. I'm a co-director, I'm a classical musician, I'm a church musician, and this is the furthest thing from any of that. And there's a wonderful woman. Now, don't go listen to everything she produces, just what I tell you to listen to.
Uh-huh.
There is a song by a woman by the name of Chika, and her name is spelled Chika, Chika. And she has this song that she does with Kirk Franklin and another guy named Marvin Sapp. It's an inspiration song. That's what it is. And it is my new favorite thing. I listened to it at the gym this morning, and it's inspiring. It has text about students who, young people who have these pressures of the world of trying to live up to their own parents' standard. Then you move on to like they're outside of their parents, their social standard, the peer pressure in this, social environments. And she's just motivating them to be great. Anyway, so it is. I can't think of the title of it though. I'm trying to tell you the title, but I can't. Actually, I know that little motive because that's how it starts. And it actually has an organ in it, and that's what made me.
Great.
I'm like, I love it. It's a Hammond organ, which is just as fine, right? Oh, okay. So that's the one song. All right.
Well, Brandon, thank you so much for taking some time to chat today. I hope our choir members will get a little bit, feel like they know you a little bit better now before jumping into retreat. So.
Thank you for having me.
And we're looking forward to seeing you and enjoy your flight.
I will. Thank you.
Well, you take care, and we will see you soon.
Okay, thanks, Jim.
All right, bye.